Okay. All right. So we just made a test for the city returning an empty, or the getPosts returning an empty array, and we made sure that we could get that test to fail. So now let's see if the city exists in the database without posts. We need to make sure we have a city in the database without posts. Let's go back to our seed. Okay, and let's add another city to the database. So let's, looks like we actually can reuse this create city query. So then DB1 create city query, and then the city result, blah, 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 blah. And then we're gonna, just at the very end here, we're gonna do a dot then, and we're gonna add city without posts, called no post city. So we'll do return db.1 create city query no post city. Oh, and actually I think we're doing this here, because if we look back at the query, we're doing named parameters. Okay, so now that we have no post city, let's go back into our tests and see what we get for no post city. So reset database. And again, I think even context is like too much for these, because we're only having one thing. So I'm gonna say it should return an empty array when the city isn't in the DB, and it should return array when city exists in DB without posts. It's just, so we're going to do reset DB dot then it's basically going to look like down here, except instead we will instead of, let's actually be a little bit more rigorous, and let's get the ID of our no post city. So then db.1 select ID from cities where name equals no, well, I'll do $1, no post city. And really, what's the matter? Okay, whatever. And then, oh, that's what's the matter. All right, so then we'll do this, and then we'll do a dot then city ID. And that, for db.1, it should be, I think it'll be results. And then we'll do a getPostsByCityId. And what am I going to put here? What do you think, Celeste?
Yeah.
The result will be an object from a db.1. And so I need to give it. Okay, dot then posts. We can just do the same thing here. Expect posts to equal. I've thoroughly lost Celeste's attention. I know it's a lot. Okay. Ooh, it hates me. Oh, I didn't close my quote there on line 21. That's okay, Celeste. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you self-conscious. You can do whatever you want. Uh-oh. Duplicate key value violates unique constraint user's email key. Instead of CC, I think. Well, I think that's usually when you're adding something. So do you think we added duplicate key value, unique constraint, user's email? It seems like we're adding an email, and it says key email test already exists. I get no hint. Where are you complaining about? You're complaining in PG promise. Are you gonna give me a line of my code? No, asshole. Oh yeah. Do you think I didn't? Oh, maybe I didn't return. Maybe I didn't return one of my befores. Is that what you're trying to say? Good catch. So it was like trying to reset the database like twice at the same time. Okay, DB is not defined. That's interesting. Well, I guess I never imported DB. Let's try again. What's your problem with that? I don't think you have a problem. Nope. Oh, did I? Yeah, so DB, I think it just exported we just exported the DB object not surrounded in an object. Ah, okay. And now, I mean, we saw that we could get a false result, but let's just make sure if we do this. Okay, good. Okay, now it should, let's see, so city exists in the DB with posts. So how are we gonna do this test? So we'll reset the database before, and then what are we gonna do? It what? Oh, right, with this city props. Yes, looks like we had started to do that already. Okay, so let's go back to get posts. Oh no, but that wouldn't be for get posts by city ID, because that's when we're actually getting the city data, right? What do we actually? That's going to return an array of objects. Let's go back and look and see. It's going to return an array of objects that each have ID, title, and username. So let's check the ID, title, and username. So what are we going to actually do in our before? We're going to reset the database. Is that all, or are we going to do more in the before? Well, resetting is seeding. That it seeds as part of the reset. Yeah, I think I want to do the query. I think I need to do that just once in my before, and then I can do a bunch of its after for each of the objects. So let's see. So let's reset DB, and we'll do a dot then. And now we will do, we could do the same thing as we did here, where we could get the ID for Oakland, which we know has posts. So let's do that. We might as well. Okay, and we'll have to do a let up here. Let city posts equal, no, we don't have to do that. And then we'll do a dot then here, and we'll do posts, city posts equals post, just so we have access to it in our below tests. So now and now we'll do a for, or we'll do an array. ID, title, and username. Okay, so ID, title, and username dot for each key, or I guess we've been calling this property. All right, and so in our for each, in our for each, we will say it contains the okay, and for here, what should this look like?
Okay, so our C data we're only creating one, right? So even though it's an array.
Yeah. It'll return an array. How do we get the post out of it? It doesn't matter because we said db.any or db.query. So
right.
So post is an array. Oh, city posts, right? 0, right? Exactly. We'll expect okay. Tried so hard and I still did not close things properly. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, I think this might not be, maybe not. Let's see. So this, yeah, that's closing the describe dot only, which is not what we want. So this is bad because, or no, maybe it's not, because we actually, I think we actually are, yes, we actually did have, we're not doing red-green testing here. We actually had a working function. So let's just see what we get here. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's get posts by city ID. Okay, and as long as I have this, I might as well go here and put it in the README. March 1st, ladies and gentlemen. When did we start? Good question. January 23rd. Okay. Okay, so cool. So now we need to work on, and we'll do a dot only on this one too. And then when we're done with this, we'll remove the dot only, make sure we haven't messed up any of our other tests. Okay, so this is going to be getCityDataById. Okay, and so we'll have one context, which is city exists in the DB, and then we'll also have like sort of an out of context. It should return null when city does not exist in DB. Let's do this one first. So this one will reset, return, reset DB, dot then get city data by ID, and we will do it for our favorite city. And good. Right now, I think that's going to fail because, as I recall, this is just returning, just returning an empty object. So it returns an empty object regardless. So I hope we can get a red test on that. Nope. Oh, describe dot. Cool. Okay, so now when the city exists in the DB, here we'll do a before. I think we just need to do one before, because basically we're going to do something similar. We're just going to like check to see whether we get the right keys or the right properties, and leave it at that. So for our before, reset the database and get posts and get city data. Okay, so oh, we're gonna have to do a let again. Turn. We should probably do the same thing we did here. As long as we have it, we might as well get our city that we know is good. So we'll do this. Okay, and I think that's all we need. And now we'll do city props. Let's see. Dot for each. So city data is going to be an object. So cool. I think we're good. We just need to put what city props is. What's that? Yeah. Wait. Did we assign city data? Oh, we did not. You're right. Sometimes VS Code is just a little too helpful. Like, thank you, no. All right. All right, so now let's go into getCityDataById, and I have all the props here. And okay, and let's try it. No. That's exciting. Okay, target cannot be null or undefined. City props dot for each. Target cannot be null or undefined. Yeah, I don't know what target. Good question. Yeah, does it mean city props? I'm kind of like, it kind of sounds like it does. But city props certainly isn't null or undefined. Just want to see whether it gets in here at all. It did. Once. That's my handy keyboard shortcut, which obviously I'm very proud of. Okay. So it goes for prop ID. What's that, Mira? The third then. It does look weird. I'm returning the result, what this statement evaluates to, which doesn't evaluate to anything, but it really doesn't matter. Like it worked down here. Yeah, but you're right, it does look pretty weird. Expects. Oh. So it is just throwing an error here, which is what the expect is supposed to do. So clever. This is what happens when you're on autopilot. Okay, so it, well, why actually write when you can copy? So, good catch. Ah, okay, good. All right, so now let's actually write the function. So this is how I did it with users. I don't see any reason I'm going to do it much differently with cities. Oh, we don't need to do that, right? Because we already just have it. So, oh, actually, we want get city by ID, but I don't think we actually have a function for that. What's that? Yeah, exactly. So screw that. So we'll do okay. So basically, yeah. If not city data, we're going to return null. What's that? Yeah, if the ID is not in the database. Yeah, but that would be falsy, so we're okay. Okay. Why? Okay. Const posts ID does not. Oh, you think db.any is going to give us an array? Oh, we do want db.1 because we're assuming that it's an array here. You with me, Mira? So when I did db.any, this was giving me an error because db.any returns an array, whereas db.1 returns an object. So now I get to, and then I'm going to return object.assign. You remember what object.assign does?
Yeah, it makes a new object with the objects that you have into it. But don't you have to?
It's like for React when you use extents.
What are you saying?
Well, that's for a class, but yeah, I mean it's basically like take these two objects and return me one big object with the properties and values of both of them. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, yeah. And often when you're using React, because you're using Webpack and Babel, you can use ... You can use a spread, but we can't here because we're not doing that. Okay, are we confident?
Yes.
Kelsey, that was really false confidence. Okay. All right, well, actually, we did pretty well here. Now Celeste is going to do her I was right dance.
I don't think
An empty array is falsy. I'm absolutely positive of that. Look, do you want to buy me a beer?
I think we can argue this over a beer. That is not false.
If not empty array, console log Bonnie is always right. No. No.
I did that just like 1 minute ago, so I knew.
An empty no. What kind of fucked up language is this? Empty arrays are always falsy. What the fuck? I don't know. I just I didn't know whether an empty object is truthy also.
Only empty string is falsy.
Not in Python, but whatever. Okay, fine. I've been telling people wrong stuff. Okay. R.I.P. Bonnie is always right. Oh, it doesn't like it when no data is returned from the query. Like basically this db.1, so I'd have to do or none. And now I bet. Yeah.
Are you using the mic?
No, go ahead and take it. Yeah. I will be using it later this morning. Brandon, I will need it at 11 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so let's take our only off. And just make sure all our other tests pass. All right. Cool. So, no. Okay. 9:56, but we are done with our database stuff. So, so we now actually, what does index.js look like? Nothing, but index.js is where we are going to start our server. I know. So let's just in the last 3 minutes get that started. Okay, so how do we server? Yeah. Yeah, good question. So this we can actually say, you know that you can have JS docs for files, and I do. I have JS docs for pretty much all my files. All of my files. I have JS docs as a module. So you say at module instead of at function. And I can say this is the file, let's see, file containing express API server. So that's basically what this is. It's just going to be an API server. If it's an API server, what does that mean? Yeah, and all of my routes are going to return JSON only. And that's not necessarily always true, but if you're doing Express backend and a React front end, your Express backend is just going to return JSON, and your React front end is going to process the JSON. So let's just, so we have this. So how do we create an Express server? Okay.
instantiate.
Ooh, good vocabulary. Instantiate it. Do we usually capitalize this since it's a class?
No.
Well then. Okay. Equals express. Is that it? Pretty much.
Wait,
You need an app.listen.
yeah, app.listen.
What do I do here?
Port, whatever port you want to put it on. 808.
808. All right, there's something funny there. Okay. And then we have a callback. And we're going to say console log API server listening on port 3090 or 808, depending. Okay. Can I? No. Oh, 3090 is in use. 3030 looks like a good one. 303. Okay. It's a whole new month. Who's supposed to be ringing the gong?
Oh,
Yeah, it's not our house.
So when you have start an express server, that's pretty much the three things you need. You need to require express, you need to instantiate it, and then you need to listen. Is that it? You remember?
Stop, collaborate, and listen.
You know why when I first learned it, no one just explained it like that.
Instantiate and listen.
Port, instantiate, and listen. Okay.
That's what the brand
Classic things.
baby.
Dun, 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 dun.